Don't let the government be your daddy. You are self-governed.
Yes, sir.
Access granted.
Hey, what's up? It's Rick Dees in the morning. Right now, Vendog.
Going live from a 35,000-foot view to Captain America for Jesus himself. Big Dog Radio.
Well. Welcome to another episode. Wow. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I'm just being a goofball today. Vendog Radio Live has begun. If you're live on YouTube, please do like, share, subscribe. Push that switch so we can be in the troposphere. If you are on the infamous Rumble, yes, everybody hit it up at Vendog Radio USA on Rumble. Hit the follow switch, repost, share. Let's put this broadcast in mass troposphere mode. If you are on X, formerly known as Twitterverse, hit the follow switch. Twist it up and let's go. All right. If you're on Getter, Gettr, thank you to Jason Miller and the entire Getter front office crew for always putting us on the front page and blasting us on Getter. Thank you. Hit that repost, share, follow. Let's make this episode go viral. A lot of people were saying yesterday should have went viral because Digital Ghetto Worldwide is absolutely true. All right. And it is going to relay to iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Amazon Music, and wherever you shall download, broadcast, and podcast. Let's blow these podcasts all the way up, and let's send them into the troposphere. All right. And if you feel it led on your heart by the Lord to support the broadcast and podcast, my moderators put it in the live chat, and it is also in the description in the show notes. All right. Let's do this. My brother Dean supporting veterans. Yeah, Warrior Tradition Fun is in the house.
Yeah, that is true. And I'm potty trained too. I mean, this is the doghouse, right? So, you know.
Yeah, this is that kennel. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely. Yeah. Man, I met Steve Dace over the weekend from the Blaze Radio Network. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a good interview. I enjoyed that. I didn't get to watch the host show, but the host show. What am I saying?
I don't know. What happened to us?
The whole show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to watch the whole show, but I really enjoyed that interview that you did with Stephen Dace.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a movie that I recommended a lot back when I was doing videos a lot there. I recommended that video because I watched it and I just loved the story. It was very good. It was an awesome movie.
Yeah. And the book is great too.
Yeah, I've never read the book, but I mean, I can only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So.
He said that was the last great book he would ever write.
Well,
Yeah. And I saw your comment when he said that too. It's so funny. No, Steve's awesome. He's willing to come on again too, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, seriously, Vin, I think you should see a doctor. Because you have Steve Dees on, or Dace, and then you have me on. What's wrong with you?
Well, you saw everybody took a vote and said that you got to come on. So
no, they did. I didn't see that. I didn't see the vote.
Yeah, they took the vote.
Okay, so there's a lot of people a doctor needs to see.
Yeah, yes. Caitlin, you don't need to see a doctor.
Did she say something? I wasn't watching chat. Oh no. Okay. She's probably gonna be throwing cookies at me any second here.
Oh man. Dude, speaking of cookies, I went to this Mexican market that's in town, and they make some of the best cookies, man. Like they're bakeries on steroids. Oh my goodness. Yes. And they're like these huge cookies. And I come out of the store and my wife's like, yeah, I bet you got cookies with the stuff I sent you to get too, right? Yes, I did, dude. I stopped by the bakery. The bakery was my first pit stop.
Pit stop. Oh
Oh,
goodness.
man, it was awesome. It was awesome. Bro, have you, man, Sharia law has come to America, bro.
Oh dear. Yeah, unfortunately. Wow, people are just completely unaware of how bad this is for our country, for uh, you know, just people in general. They don't get it. Sharia law is so antithetical to the U.S. Constitution. Let's just take one issue. We'll just take women. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I saw a video last week, and this was a video that was being filmed in Europe, and I think it might have been Germany, but there were two women walking down the street, and they were filming, and I would imagine the reason they were filming is because there's this Islamic guy behind them yelling at them because they were not covered and they were in a Muslim community area. He didn't want them there. He was threatening them because they weren't covered.
Yeah, I think I saw the same video.
I mean, sure, it's Germany. You can say, well, they don't have the same rights we do. But if that's going to happen in Germany, what's going to happen here? You know, I mean, come on. Germany's a little more uptight about, protecting people and going after people that are breaking the law kind of thing, And here Muslims are just running their Sharia law and they're harassing women. And then there was this article about churches that were vandalized. Okay.
Wow.
Churches that are vandalized by Muslims. And the people started declaring that, hey, it's part of Sharia law. We're required to do this. We're actually, it's legal for us to go and vandalize.
That's a religion of peace, all right.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Imagine that. Hey, you're intolerant, Vin Dog, because
cool. Thank you. I am. Thank you.
You are. You're just so intolerant. I'm
intolerant of evil.
Exactly. And evil doesn't want to let you get away with that. So we'll be called bigots and Islamophobes. And first of all, what is a phobia? It's an irrational fear. How is it that I have an irrational fear when I can calmly tell you the facts about what's going on in Islam and how it operates? That's not irrational. That's factual. Okay.
Yep.
It's not about hate. I mean, they will say it in their own videos. They will put it on their own information. Even the state of Israel, Hamas is never going to agree to a two-state solution.
We knew that.
And their leader said it on tape. James Cadiz loves to play that thing often, and I'm glad he does because people don't even know it's there. It's part of their what do you call it? It's part of who they are. It's in their constitution. I can't think of the right word, but it's like their manifesto, right? It's all about getting rid of the Jews. They don't want a two-state solution.
That's right, brother.
If they did, they had like 6 or 7 opportunities to actually accept a peace treaty and then not violate it. To accept a two-state solution and not violate it.
Yeah. And it's like I said earlier today to you, I said, you know what? It's crazy because a lot of these so-called churches in the United States and the Republicans are playing footsies with terrorists.
Yeah, and it all comes down to it's all about the money. Let's look at the UK, for instance. You don't have to like Tommy Robinson. If you don't know who Tommy Robinson is,
that guy's a fighter.
He's a fighter. He's a fighter, and he has been harassed by the British government, the UK
put
government.
in jail,
absolutely. Banned and all this other kind of stuff, and fined and put in jail, threatened and all this stuff. But he spoke with Pat Ben-David. Now, in that interview, and I'm sure he's said this in many interviews, but basically they talked about what happens is when enough Muslims move into a particular area and they're able to establish a mosque and other Muslims starts coming into that area, they start approaching the politicians and they start saying, hey, we'll vote for you, but you have to do this, and the other thing that's going to benefit them. Okay. And if you don't cooperate, well, they're going to use the laws of whatever country they're in. They're going to use it against you.
That's right.
Okay. You look at what Sharia law is all about. And the first thing is they're going to invite you to convert. If you don't convert, then they're going to tell you have to pay the jizya, the tax. Right, the tax. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but then then if you don't agree to convert and you don't want to pay the tax, guess what happens?
By crook or hook?
Then they're going to threaten you with the sword, which is called the jihad, is the sword. So it's not a choice. It's an either or. You're going to do this or you're going to die. Okay. So they go into these communities and they're going to use the laws against the politicians, the local politicians, right? And when they use and what their goal is, and my point of all this is that they're moving towards the ability to establish Sharia law. Well, they can't, even in England, they can't establish Sharia law when they don't have the support of the local politicians or the police or whoever else, right? So as they build their community up, more people move in, they have lots of children. Now they have the voting block. And guess what? Democrats, Republicans, again, I don't really care what you vote for. All politicians are worthless for the most part.
All 535 in Washington.
Right. But they will go to these politicians and say, hey, we're gonna vote for you, and we have 10% of the population in your city. Let's just say we have 2% of the population or 3% of the population. Vindog, how many people vote on average in any given city?
Man, probably not even 10%.
Not even 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have 3% of the population that's neither Democrat nor Republican, it's Muslim, and you say to either a Democrat or a Republican, of course, most of the time it's going to be on the liberal side, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to say, look, we have 3% of the voting population is going to vote for you if you help us with these things.
Mm-hmm.
What's the saying? Money talks, and
Barbara Streisand and walks a million miles.
Exactly. So Barbara Streisand, in case folks you out there that are listening or in chat didn't catch it, that's BS.
Mm-hmm.
So Barbara Streisand, right?
Walks a marathon.
All right. So anyway, so once they got them and their community's growing, now they can start getting more and more things aligned with the way they want things to go. And at some point, they're going to be able to say, we're going to establish our Sharia law here in our little community area around our mosque and in the neighborhood where everybody's buying up houses next to each other. And we don't want people coming into this area. We'll police it ourselves. We're going to enforce Sharia law. Okay.
Yep.
There you go. And then now you can have people who are not Muslim, not part of Islam, cannot walk through that community. Women will get attacked. They'll get raped, beaten. They'll fight. Tommy Robinson had a parade that was for veterans and other things that they were celebrating in England, their veterans, and they were harassed by the Islamic community. So they were there chanting and jeering at them and saying nasty things to them and so forth, right? The police wouldn't do anything. Why? Because they own the politicians and probably the chief of police, if I remember what he said correctly.
Yeah, they own the coppers too.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the whole process, kind of in a nutshell, kind of brief, but it's a process, and they do this everywhere they go. It doesn't matter whether you're talking, look, go all the way back to the time of Muhammad. It was not hey, this is a new religion. Hey, what do you think about this? You want to convert? Oh, okay, all right. We're going to go over and talk to this guy. No, it was like I said, here's the invite. You don't want that? Okay, you need to pay a tax. Oh, you're not going to pay the tax? Guess what? We're going to kill you all. And then it spreads. It was a conquest. It's a military methodology that they set up. It wasn't a religion. Yes, religion is involved, but that's just a tool.
Mhm.
And it's all about that Sharia law. Once they start putting in Sharia law, like you look at Texas, you look at the EPIC, I forget what it stands for now. I have an article here on the screen. Let me see if I can
Pull it up.
Well, I want to see if it tells me what EPIC stands for in the.
Yeah,
You know
Texas
what?
is crazy, bro.
Let me share this. Let me share this article with you guys.
Yeah.
And share and talk about it, because this is kind of an interesting article. Let's see, EPIC system. This is part two.
Texas has the most mosques in the country.
I know, that's really shocking, isn't it? You would not think that Texas
Don't
would
mess
allow
with
this.
Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Yeah, right. Texas is being messed with all around.
Yeah, it's being
and
messed
the will
with.
man, Greg Abbott, is doing nothing about it.
Let me back up.
Did I just call him the will
Maybe.
man?
Did you what?
I just called Greg Abbott the will man.
Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh no, because somebody will be severely offended by that. By the way, to all you guys out there that said hi to me, if I haven't responded to you in chat, it's because I'm babbling and I'm looking at the text here on the screen. So hello, thank you for saying hi and all that. So here's a classic example. Why in the world is Plano, Texas giving $1.2 million to a jihad-aligned Islamic charities, including EPIC City?
Wow.
Now that's a lot of money, and if it's insane. This community that they were building, it goes against housing laws and this and that, all kinds of things. They want it to be a complete self-contained environment where you're not allowed to go to it unless you're Muslim. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what it says here is they have no idea of the existence of an aggressive, expansionist, supremacist. What does that mean, supremacist? Because we always get people get accused of being supremacist, Christian.
That sounds like Nazism,
white supremacist, or whatever supremacist idea. That's what Islam is all about. Their God is better than everything else, and they will control everything, or it comes to war again. That's what it is. It's a supremacist ideology. It's violent, and they have no idea, as it says in this article, what they're doing to the future of their community by adding this expansion, and they're paying for it. Okay.
Yikes.
So there you go. East Plano Islamic Center is EPIC. Okay. And they have gotten directly in 2016. So this is this is almost 10 years ago, $220,000 right back then. Okay.
Whoa.
And these are radical mosques. These are not people, everybody says, well, there are peaceful Muslims. Yes, I've known some of them. There are peaceful Muslims, and I trust them until it comes to the point where they're not.
Well, brother, I'm gonna say the opposite. I don't trust them at all.
Well, yeah, I get you.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you. They reel you in. See, brother, we're peaceful. And then all of a sudden, when they get full total control, you turn your back. Here comes the knife.
I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to say without being as harsh as you are. You're violent. You're harsh, and you're not tolerant, Vindog.
Yes,
oh my goodness.
I know. It's terrible.
So, and here's this is the guy that Pastor James Cadiz talks about, Yasir Qadi.
Oh, that's
remember that name?
Dude.
That's the dude that he says is basically admitted that they can't justify Islamic principles based on the text because of there's faults in the text. But he's involved in EPIC City. That's where he's out of.
Wow.
He's the head of it. Look at what EPIC's head, Yasir Qadi. He's a prominent imam.
That guy's an evil dude.
But he's very well known. He's one of their leading scholars. located right smack dab in Plano, Texas, outside of, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So when you look at this, despite his claims, he's renounced his earlier extremism and anti-Semitism. It's kind of like saying, I'm a Christian, but I don't believe in Jesus as the Son of God.
Hey, that sounds like some Stephen Furtick stuff. Calm down.
Well, that's what I'm saying is if this guy is saying, well, he's I've renounced my extremism and I'm no longer anti-Semitic. Okay, you're not anti-Semitic. Have you read your own Quran? You're not extreme. Have you read the Quran, Mr. Yasser Qadi? You can't be that way. But it just doesn't make any sense, right? It's kind of like I said, it's kind of like being a Christian, but not being a believer that Jesus is the Son of God.
Man, I tell you, America's going to wind up being one big giant Bethlehem if nobody gets control of this.
Even if we do get control of it at this point, let's step back. Let's look at the 30,000-foot view, okay? This is going to be where things are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that just because we're having a awakening in the public, because it's not a revival when it's out in the public and people are going, oh, hey, I should get a Bible and I should go to church and coming to Jesus. It's a revival if it's in the church. The church is starting to stand up and starting to speak out and starting to go after these topics and not backing down on them. That's a revival, right?
Wait a minute. 16,000 churches closed.
I know. But that was 16,000 in England, in the UK.
Yeah.
Do you know how many churches are in the United States?
Woo.
I'm just going to Google it real fast because I don't believe what Grok told me.
Didn't like 40,000 churches in the United States close?
The number was much bigger according to Grok, but we're just gonna Google it real quick here.
Yeah, let's see that. Yeah.
Okay, so I think Grok had it wrong, and I was pretty confident. But here's the AI. I'm showing it to you right on the screen. This is what I'm just doing an AI search, right? It's just gonna tell us what the overview is. 350,000 to 400,000 religious congregations in the U.S. Grok had it at 40 million. I thought that number was a little just kind of strange, right?
That was way out there.
Yeah. Let's put have closed in the last 10 years.
Yeah, let's put that.
45,000.
45,000 churches have closed in the last 10 years.
It's probably a little light.
That's a big number,
a little
actually.
light. It's still a big number, but compared to the UK, they got 3,500. They say so. The Grok's numbers were completely off, but the perspective there per population was kind of accurate. You got to be really careful when you're reading this stuff to take into account that it just might totally goof up on what it's telling you, which is why AI is so desperately dangerous, right? But here's the point. Even if the church is experiencing that revival and there's an awakening in this country, you got probably 60% of the people that are off their rockers in however you put it together.
Yeah.
Christian light, not Christian, whatever, that's a lot of people. And for things to really change in this country, because look, in any situation, all it takes is 30% or less of the people to want to destroy the country, and they can do it because you've got a third of the people who might be against it, but you have another third of the people, which adds up to the 99% if you do 33%, that just simply don't get involved.
Yeah,
I don't think those people are going to come back from that edge. And so Sharia law is going to be in places. It's not going away. Look what's going on right now with Trump and his involvement with the National Guard or with the military and trying to get into these cities where there are murders and shootings and all kinds of crime every day. And look at the pushback he's getting.
Right.
not just in the courts, not in the legal system, but on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and when you look at what's happened over the last 5 to 10 years or more with all the immigration, it's not just been Hispanic folks, it's been a lot of Islamic folks. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of them coming in anyway with the immigration rules. They're flooding in.
Yeah.
I mean, you
In
can't.
droves too.
Yeah, and when they repopulate like rabbits, number one, and they immigrate either illegally or legally in large quantities, that's a huge impact, especially when they congregate in communities. They don't just spread out over everywhere. They come into communities.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I understand that because even back when we were having people come in through Paris Island or Ellis Island, rather, you know, Italians would go to Italian neighborhoods, Polish would go to Polish neighborhoods, you know, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it
Germans to
was
Germans. But then people start moving out. But that's not going to happen with these folks. Look what's going on in Minneapolis. You have it's probably going to be a Somali mayor up in Minneapolis if he hasn't already been elected.
Oh yeah,
Look at
because there's an idiot named Mayor Frey that capitulates himself to it, and I have a video of him dancing.
Yes.
At a Somalian event, and I'm like, "You're an idiot, sir. Do you realize they want to fray you?"
Yep.
Good heavens, man.
They're, you know, they see the short-term gain for themselves. It's really not about doing what's right for everybody. It's about themselves. They're feeding themselves, and they don't care about anybody else. They're just gonna, you know, when they're done, they're gonna move along and go somewhere else because they have the money. But you know, and even in New York City, you think, how can 1.5 million Muslims have that great of an impact on New York City, where they're going to probably elect Koran Mamdani, a Muslim from Africa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In a city of what? How big is New York City? I don't
Isn't
even
the
know.
population
anymore.
of like what, 8 million or something like that?
It's probably, yeah, at least, you know, and that is driven by what I told you earlier. They come in just like you take the whole European experience in the last 20 years. When I was there, last time I was in Germany, there was a small, I always tell the story, you know, there was this walkway that we'd always walk down, and you got all the little shops and stuff like that on a weekend. And when we first were there, it was like maybe 1/10 of that entire length of that area, which was huge.
Really?
Yeah, was Turkish, Muslims, and maybe some others. In less than 5 years, because we were there like 5.5 years, it was half of that. You couldn't walk down it feeling comfortable like you were in a German country. It felt like you were in a Islamic country. I mean, I seen people look at me nicer in Iraq and Afghanistan than I did in Germany.
Wow, that's frightening.
Dude, I had these Jehovah's Witnesses that would be down there walking around. They would come up to us and they would start talking in German, and I'm like, dude, shut the blank up. You know? And then I'd speak to them in German, so they got the message. And they're like, oh, sorry. I was like, get away from me. I'm not here. I speak German when I'm downtown. I don't speak English. Get away from me. Because they come up to us and they start speaking in English because they thought we were Americans. Well, yeah, we are, but you're diming us out. I'm there with my kids in a stroller and my wife. Are you kidding me? But yeah, that's how it was. I mean, it was changing way back then. This was, you know, back in 2000 and my son was born in 2005, so this is in 2005. It's now 2025.
Wow,
I used to go running.
Ago.
I used to go running through the communities. I would just go running and find different routes and just go running for 5 to 10 miles. And I would run through this one community. And it turns out it was completely Middle Eastern people in that community. I would get the awful looks that you can imagine. They just look at me like,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But here we are, and we see the progress that's happening in Europe, and we see what's happening in cities in London. John Holler, you've had him on his show. He's talked on your show. He's talked about how London doesn't even look like London anymore.
No, he
They
said,
got
yeah.
wow. It looks like a little, Middle East country city,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they got a Pakistani mayor. So what's going to happen to New York City? How does New York City elect a Muslim mayor? It's what I said before. They have those 1.5 million people, probably 1 million of them for sure vote. And they vote based on what the imams tell them to do. So they're all voting together. That is a block. When you only have less than 10% of the voting population comes out to vote, you don't need 6 million people. You only need 1 million people.
And we probably need that full 1 million people to get the votes.
Probably not, because they're going to be the leftists on the Dem side that are going to vote for him anyway, because he might be saying, free this, free that, and whatever, da 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 da. And what they don't understand is where it's going next. And
that's
all you have to
come
do
at a
is
cost.
look over the pond. Look over the pond at what's going on in England. Listen to the people like Tommy Robinson that are speaking up and are telling you what's happening and showing you on video. But no, he's this, he's that, that intolerant, that Islamophobe, that whatever, bigot, racist, whatever you want to call it, right?
He's not even close.
Yeah. And he's not even close. He's just trying to protect his own people. But it's probably well beyond too late. It doesn't matter how many people at this point. I don't believe it matters. They have to stand up and they got to fight back, but I don't think they're going to be able to change it. I think it's already done.
Yeah, the goose is cooked.
There's like 30 cities, major cities in the UK that are already gone to that side. And if you don't think that's going to happen here, well, look, Epic City, New York City, Minneapolis,
Los Angeles.
I mean, yeah, you live out in that area, just because you don't have one huge problem like maybe Epic City. I mean, it's coming. It's coming.
It is.
You can't have an area of 20 million people and have Muslims in that area that keep flooding into that area, and they're not going to impact it eventually.
You know what? It's so funny. My mother-in-law said this. She goes, "You know what it is? Americans have become desensitized, and they're just too tolerant."
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, too tolerant. And I think I was a little bit harsh yesterday. I said, you know what? A lot of people have become wimps, and they don't say anything.
Wimps. You're horrible with your language.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
I am. I am horrible. Yeah. I call it whimpery, man. It's just terrible.
Yeah, it's you're horrible, Vindog. It's just
yes.
So this is the background on Epic City just starting, right? Mm-hmm. The real good stuff here comes in the next article when it talks about the Hijra. Okay. So it says, let's turn and look at the concept of where Hijra comes from. Following is an overview of a doctrinal and historical basis for the campaign called Hijra. In Arabic, the word means migration.
Ooh.
Hey, do you remember ever hearing this phrase before? If you can't kill them out, breed them out.
Yep.
And whether you like it or not, guys, I mean, I know that's a little rough, but the fact of the matter is that is part of history. And if you think they're not in that mindset, well, how do you come to this country and have 13 kids, all of which are on, and that's just from one wife, and then have 5 or 6 wives, and they're all on welfare?
And he's collecting all the money.
Yeah, the women aren't. So as you look at this, the word means migration. It's based on the original journey of the 622, they say Common Era, okay, AD. Islam's founder Muhammad and his followers from Mecca to Medina, okay, in what became known as the Arabian Peninsula. The migration took place following some 10 years or more efforts by Muhammad to convince his Meccan Qurayshi tribe to accept his preaching and convert to Islam. His fellow tribesmen weren't especially interested in leaving their polytheist ways, worshiping a pantheon of various idols. Now, here's the interesting thing. I spoke about this before. There's a video, and I don't remember it's Christian.
Did you say polytheistic ways?
Yes.
Hey, Joel Osteen is a polytheist. He'll get along with the Muslims.
Yeah. They worship a pantheon of various idols. So they had all these different idols. And if you go to a YouTube channel called Christian All Over, something like that. I did a show on it, and I spoke about it a couple days ago. But this guy was talking about, in connection with this Qurayshi tribe and Muhammad, do you know how Mecca and Medina became to be what they are today? Somebody from Syria imported an idol called Hubal. What does that actually mean? Hubal is actually Baal that we read about in the Bible.
Yeah, it's Baal. Yeah.
Baal. Same thing. Imported it, and that became the chief god.
Satan.
And guess who Allah is really connected to? Because Muhammad was worshiping the chief god in these cities, and it was
Satan.
Baal, Satan, false idol.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so you see, and this is what their tribe did. Okay. So they wanted to stay with their ways, but this led to tensions between them and Muhammad. So the decision was made to relocate to Medina, city along the western edge of the peninsula, north Mecca, it says there. Okay. So I don't want to read this whole article to you, but go out to Jihad Watch and just search for Epic City. This is the second article on the Epic City. It's got part 2 on it. You're going to have a lot of good information here that would take a long time. And I know Vindog wants to talk about other things besides just this.
No, this is good. We need to hear
this. Okay. Well, this relocation became known as the Islamic lore, as it says here, as the Hijra. It was undertaken in an effort to spread Muhammad's new religion among a more receptive population. Okay. Well, guess what? That became a fight. Okay. This issue ushered in a new phase in the spread of Islam from preaching, which is dawah. I talked about this today on my show, to kinetic warfare against all believers, which is jihad. This is where it all started. This is how it all started. Okay. So jihad warfare was launched with victory over Mecca Qurayshi in the 624 Battle of Badr. So the Eid al-Fitr, okay, is their, it's commemorated every year at the end of Ramadan. So they basically conquered Mecca. It wasn't like everybody came together and said, let's do this. And then it spread because it was the best ideas around. Everything from Islam since then was a conquest.
No kumbaya involved, guys.
No, none whatsoever. So, there's a lot in here and it talks about this hijra, and this is part of Islamic culture, guys. That means that it's part of your duty to do this.
Yeah.
To migrate to other countries. Everybody says, well, if you want to turn this into a little Mogadishu or a whatever, why don't you just go back to the Middle Eastern country you came from? Because that's not what they're about. It's like a what's the Middle Ages word for the campaigns that were conducted? It's part of who they are. Okay. It's a religious aspect And they have to do it because Islam wants to conquer not just a certain area, they want the whole world. Okay. So, and as it says here, after it says the Quran there, number 1, it says here, Hijrah is framed as a virtuous and spiritual and material rewards tied to migration for the sake of advancing Islam. It's not just a good idea. It's part of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Once
it's
Islam,
a political ideology.
And once they own a piece of land, it's like they're obligated to fight for it, right? Well, guess what? They're buying land in the United States. They're establishing communities. And one of the things that I read about today said specifically from one of the imams that we're showing to the rest of the world that we have the strength to do this. And that will embolden, encourage, and cause more to come to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
That's right out of one of their sermons.
And we're too busy gallivanting, supporting alphabet mafias, putting flags on the churches.
Yeah.
It's a circus. So while the circus is going on, these people are ensuing themselves upon the frontier.
Yep. And it says here too, again, migration is central, not incidental. Not incidental. Not incidental. It's very important to Islam's expansion as a doctrine. Okay. Islam instructs the believers that it's strategically required to populate and dominate non-Muslim lands until Islam prevails, not only there, but everywhere.
And you know, what's so funny. I remember there was a Canadian reporter that was interviewing a Islamic guy, and he goes, "Yeah, we want the whole world to be Islam." He goes,
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "Oh, I think you saw me play that video." The guy goes,
yep.
Does Islam, approve of homosexuality? He goes, "Nope, we don't approve of it. We condemn it." And I'm like,
yeah, that's.
Hey, he said it straight out. He goes, "We've already got Canada." He said it. He told that guy, "We've already got Canada." And I was
we don't approve of homosexuality yet. The knucklehead morons, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen,
the ones that get thrown off roofs.
If you're offended by this, then you need to go read your Bible, and you need to go pick out the Greek words like the pastors do in their studies, and they tell you what they mean, and it's like it'll open your eyes. Come on, the Greek word is translates to willfully ignorant. You've heard that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
It also means foolish. It also means stupid.
Moronic.
It also means moron.
Moronic idiots.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Wow, Dean, this is crazy, man.
So if a non-Muslim territory is conquered, its people are subject to the rulings of Islam, okay? They want Sharia law.
Oh boy.
Conquered has some different definitions. They're going to take over just like they're going to take over Canada. They're going to take over the United States without firing a single shot.
They don't need to because everybody's too busy being a part of the Roman circus.
Well, everybody thinks, and it may come to it at some point somewhere down the road where there's conflict of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
But conflict is not just the kinetic kind.
Mm-hmm.
Conflict happens every day at the voting box.
Yep.
Conflict happens every day in the Islamic mosque.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they're saying and what they're indoctrinating their followers to do, that's conflict. They're basically creating soldiers that go out there and then reiterate the things that they were instructed to believe.
And believe you me, they have foot soldiers.
Exactly. Like it's okay to go out and, because you're Muslim, it's okay to go out and vandalize another person's property that's a non-Muslim.
Just don't come to my house, please.
What do we have that law in the United States? I mean, other than Portland, maybe, or
Yeah.
is it really okay to go and vandalize somebody's house? If I walk outside my door right now and go across the street and vandalize my neighbor's house, what's going to happen?
You're down.
Yeah, yeah, and you're going to have all kinds of legal
don't
problems.
do that in the South now.
Well, yeah. And I live in the South, so don't do that down here. But what's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have all kinds of legal woes and troubles. But what has been happening when Muslims do it? Do they go to jail?
No, they get a slap on the wrist.
They get a slap on the wrist and they get let go because it's a cultural thing. And if you don't agree with that, all of a sudden you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're an Islamophobe. But they're going to take they're going to take those homosexuals that are out there protesting on their behalf. The head of Hamas in Qatar that didn't get taken out by the recent strike by the Israelis has said in the past that they think it's great that the Western universities are protesting on behalf of Islam, but they don't want nothing to do with them. They have no place in the culture.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that is that's not entirely true because there's this saying, I've said it before when we talked a long time ago. They have this saying in the Middle East, women are for procreation, boys are for pleasure.
Yep.
I ain't making that up, folks.
No, that's real, dude. That's real. Yeah.
How can you tell me homosexuality is not condoned and then that's the way your culture is? They don't look at it the same way. But if you are homosexual, they will throw you off a roof. They will stone you. They will kill you outright.
And they
so
tell
all these
you.
people, yeah, and they tell you that. And all these people that are protesting, they're going to be the first knuckleheads to go down that road.
Especially the ones that are, we're gays for Palestine. I'm like, okay, you go ahead and see what happens.
Did you see the video of the woman in burqa just chewing out the gays for Palestine that were protesting?
Yes.
That was hilarious. Why is that not being played everywhere?
Because it's not a part of the narrative of the mainstream media.
Yeah. And what that tells you right there is people are, look, evil is called good and good is called evil. All this stuff, like I said, the 30,000 foot view, it's all going to happen. Who knows exactly how it's going to transpire at our local level, but it's all going to play out. When you step back and you look at it from the Bible's perspective, that 30,000 foot view, the big picture, it's all going down.
Yeah.
And if you're here when it starts to go down, you're going to have a rough time.
Yeah. Well, you have to understand this too. There are less than 200 remnant churches that are standing up in the United States of America.
Do you think it's that small?
Yep. Brandon Holthouse and I talked about that last week.
Okay, I missed that one.
We talked about that because he has that church tracker of remnant churches.
Yeah,
and it's pretty darn accurate. And he goes, and numbers are going down because he had it almost at a couple thousand, and then it went down to 200. Now it's below 200. And and what's crazy is I had this guy on. His name was Jordan Rowley. He used to be a part of Bethel, and he's just like made this full U-turn and came out of the cult, and he's exposing all of this stuff, and he's saying it's crazy because unfortunately there are pastors that don't realize what they're supporting, because there's a survey that came out. 750 million Christians worldwide identify, this is scary, as NAR.
Oh,
750 million Christians, you heard it, guys, worldwide that call themselves Christians identify as NAR. Do you know that there are a lot of people in the United States that identify as NAR and they don't even realize it?
Yeah.
Crazy. So This stuff is going to ensue itself upon the Americas because there are weak pastors on the pulpits. Weak. And I will say it out loud. Weak.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to listen to it. They don't want to see the evidence. That's the thing that surprises me on a daily basis now. I because my feed has been populated by leftist pages on here.
Oh, lunatics, huh?
Oh, it's crazy how it just all of a sudden started. And it's not because I'm going to visit them. They're literally, it just started in my feed. It was like, who in the heck adjusted the AI the wrong way? But you know what? I'm having some fun with it. It's actually
They're trying to pull you in, bro.
They're not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
When pigs fly.
Yeah. I'm looking for a specific post here, and that while we were talking, and here's the post, guys. If you go over to Warrior Tradition Fund on Facebook and you check this out, you go to Warrior Tradition Fund. This is my page, and I post all kinds of things that happen and stuff like that. But this is something I posted the other day, and here's the point of it. Okay, we're talking about the remnant church, and Vin says less than 200. Think about it. Of all the things, if you support Israel, if you don't like drag queen story hours, if you don't want boys and girls bathrooms, if you think elections have consequences and you may be voted, they were rigged. If you think that, if you voted for Trump, and I'm going to pause right there because I got to say this. Remember, we're talking about the less than 10% of the population that votes, right?
Yeah.
In local elections. Might be a little higher in the big election. The point is, it's not everybody votes. And when you have hundreds of thousands, or if not millions of Christians that don't vote, okay, here's the point. When you're criticized for voting for Trump because you think, well, the choices are Trump, Kamala, or nobody, and you're criticized, the divisiveness in that criticism, I don't care what your justification for it is. You could be completely correct. But when you're criticizing people for voting, here's the problem. You get groups in New York City electing a mayor in a city of 8 million people, if not more, with the surrounding area, a lot more. You get 1 million Muslims determining who your mayor is going to be.
Yep.
And if you don't think that has an effect on statewide, regional, and national elections,
think again.
You're an idiot. And if you are going to criticize people and tell them that it's just a waste of time because it's all rigged, guess what? We're not told to give up and sit back and not do anything just because the outcome is a foregone conclusion because we know the end of the story. That's literally like saying, okay, I know the end of the story. I know what God's going to do, so I don't have to do anything. I'll
just tuck my tail between my legs and run the other way.
Yeah, or sit there and be fat and happy on beer and steak, which is not a bad idea necessarily, but
I don't recommend
not for those reasons.
Yeah,
but so all these things, including that one, is divisive, and that's why it's divisive, because people are choosing to say, well, you don't see the corruption there. No, dude, I see the corruption. I see the corruption everywhere, and it's Trump. It's all the politicians on both sides of the street. I don't care because I can't stop that. I care about the fact that I'm doing what's right in my Creator's eyes. I'm occupying. I'm doing what I've been told to do. I'm trying anyway. But for all those people that didn't vote, most of those people are probably not part of the remnant church then, is what I'm
exactly.
And all these things, you got isolation, you got the poke in the arm thing, you got people believing, if you believe the military should be about war fighting and not transgender anything, if you believe this is a Christian country that was built on Judeo-Christian values, if you believe in a Second Amendment, if you believe in the First Amendment, if you believe in prayer in schools, if you believe that Sharia law is incompatible with our Constitution, if you oppose digital IDs.
Oh no.
We can go on forever.
Mm-hmm.
The people that take all those things and they believe that they're, Israel, supporting Israel is important, and it's not supporting bad politicians or evil people that happen to be in the government or a government that makes bad decisions. It's Israel, the chosen people of God, that we support, the land of Israel, his inheritance, the holy city of Jerusalem that we support, not necessarily an individual making very bad decisions. It's amazing. All these things, and yet we're the smaller group.
Yeah.
How does that work out?
Man. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. It's beyond belief every time I think about it. And it's crazy. Scripture tells us that these things are going to take place, right?
Right.
I mean, people are just like stone cold, like folding. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
this is
nowhere in Scripture does it say Sharia law is going to take over countries.
No.
But it's happening.
Yep.
But it's happening. Look, here's a good.
But don't worry, guys. Islam is not going to be the number one religion around the world. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be whatever the Antichrist puts in place.
Right. Well, and beyond that, it's going to be
the one world church.
Well, I mean, no, beyond that, VinDog. In the Millennium Kingdom, it's not going to be any of that garbage. So, when you, what was I going to say? Go on, I'll think of it.
Oh yeah. So no, like this is just going to open up a can of worms, because there's going to be some form of manner to where these so-called church leaders are going to meet with the Muslims, are going to meet with the Roman Catholics, are going to meet with the Buddhist, and that's how the new creation of the Roman Right's going to start right before the tribulation period.
Yeah, when you
I see the Roman Right forming right now.
Oh yeah, when you have a pope blessing a large block of ice.
Yeah.
What?
Oh man, it's crazy, bro.
And
oh, the foolery of it all. The foolery of it all.
The boogery. The boogery.
Yes, the bull ball boogery. 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 Boogery.
Look, Sharia law is not talked about in the Bible anywhere, but it is a symptom of what's going on in our world, that is expanding.
It's a part of the crash of the world.
We could scream at the world till we're blue in the face and pass out and die about Islam and how bad it is and where it started and all the problems with it, all the fakeness about it, all the falseness about it, that it's associated with Baal, but people are so deluded and they don't get it. Well, why are you against Muslims? What's with that? Why are you so Islamophobic? The very people that want you to be tolerant of the evil in the world are the very people that will say the nastiest things. And I'm not even going to show it to you because there's some disgusting things they've said to me already, online. And they're the ones that are saying those things. It's the Christian right. It's the Christian left. It's the NAR folks. It's, it's all kinds of people who call themselves
We need
Christians.
to hug and get along.
I don't say these things to people anymore, but it's being said to me. And you know what? It cracks me up because it's like, guys, you're just proving my point. You're just reinforcing. I know that I'm in the right spot. I ain't worried about it, but it's astounding. I said in one of the things that I posted, I said, I'm surprised, but at the same time, I don't know why I'm surprised, because I expect it to happen like this, because evil is good and good is evil. This is what it's supposed to happen, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah, it is. It's going to get 100,000 times worse. And it's going to get to the point to where a lot of these people that think that they're getting fed at their churches when they're not getting fed, when it really hits the fan, they're not going to be ready.
Right.
They are not going to be prepared. because it's going to hit the fan regardless.
And I know we often talk about the pastors who don't speak out about these things, that won't talk about these things, that won't stand behind Israel. They won't speak out about the LGBTQ or the Islamic stuff. Or
But they'll put their
migration
flag in front of the church.
Yeah, they'll put their. But you know what, folks? If you believe what we're talking about here is, from our perspective, as part of the remnant church, or the remnant church, okay, you need to be speaking out about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if enough people that are sitting in that church are speaking out about it, the pastor's going to have to talk about it. Think about that. They're going to be forced to talk about it because they're going to lose control of their congregation.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to do that. They want to keep their job,
Not unless they're those guys that want to have those interfaith meetings.
Well, you get enough people standing up and going, hey, that's not right. And we're going to speak out against you, and we're going to do it right here. You can say whatever you want. We're going to stand up and talk about this. We're going to have our own meetings. People aren't going to come to your church meetings anymore. They're going to come to us. We need to speak. We need to be the ones. It's just like I've always said, why people are always saying, somebody should do something about these politicians.
Well, why don't you do something?
Start with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Make good decisions. Tell other people. Make it for the right reasons.
Get involved locally. That's where it all starts.
And that just means speaking up. People will hear us if we speak up, but if we don't ever speak up, nobody's going to hear a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty simple.
Pretty simple, my friends. Pretty simple.
Look at what it says here. We have 50 million Muslims in Europe. 50 million Muslims. And we're talking about maybe 6 or 7 million in the United States.
Can we just say Europe is cooked?
And this is what Libya's Muammar Gaddafi, it says, echoed his words in a 2009 statement. We have 50 million Muslims in Europe. There are signs that Allah will grant Islam victory in Europe without swords, without guns, without conquest. We will turn into a Muslim continent within a few decades. Well, one decade would be 2019, and we're coming up 3 years short of the next decade. How many Muslims do you think are in Europe now?
About 90 to 100 million.
And the only thing that we have a pond in the way. We have the fact that it's the United States of America, so our laws are a little bit different. We've been a little more protected, but it's gonna come here anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's going to.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have too many people fighting over nonsense in this country.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
The nonsensicals. You know what? Lee Brainerd and I were talking, and we said that the United States has to be one of the superpowers that's a part of the new revived Roman Empire because of the resources.
Yeah.
And not only that, they're going to be the leaders in all of this. Because think about it. We live in a modern day Roman circus, Dean. I mean, think about it. People watch baseball games, football games. They watch TV shows, movies.
The idols of our day.
Yeah. And that is a part of the digital ghetto.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got everybody already because everybody is too busy wanting to be entertained. Oh, I gotta go and check my college football scores and my numbers and everything, and let me see if I did get my draft picks right. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I gotta check my NFL Sunday ticket schedule. I gotta make sure all my players that are picked for my fantasy football league get me some money at the end of the season. That's how they get people.
Yep.
Even the athletes are circus clowns.
Yeah, it's all a drama story these days.
Mm-hmm. They'll give you a couple million to be a clown.
Yeah, when I look at the news pages, right, and I see probably I would say at least 20 to 30% of the stories on the news feed are about what's Archie Manning doing this. What's going on with him? What's going on with some other player? What's going on with this pro player or this person who used to be a star in the NFL makes a comment about. It's like, who cares?
Mhm.
I love watching college football. I don't watch it to get all crazy. I don't watch it to bet on it. I don't care about all that other garbage. I just like the game. But you know what? I'm getting tired of even the college level. This year, it's like, do I want to watch? And if I miss half the game like I did last Saturday, I'm just like, yeah, so what?
Because somebody's going to win and someone's going to lose.
And you know what? It's not going to change a darn thing about my life. But
No.
there's a great deal of our population that's an idol to them.
Oh, that's their God right now.
Yeah, well, yes, what I'm saying.
Mhm.
You know, right? It's their
Yeah.
idol, it's their God. And it's crazy. And this whole thing with the NFL and the Bad Bunny thing. I seen somebody posted a meme that said, I haven't seen so many old white men mad about a bunny since the old Warner Brothers cartoons back in the day.
Oh, Bugs Bunny with Elmer Fudd?
Yeah, Elmer Fudd and Daffy Duck. And I was like, okay, yeah, you got a point there, but that's really kind of, you're equating apples and oranges, and you just it's funny, but
yeah, they're really diminishing that, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just, but I see all these stupid leftist memes, and you will see on the right, you'll see we need to have more of our daughters grow up to be Erica Kirks instead of Taylor Swift. Well, guess what you see on the left? They are so inventive and so unique with their memes that they construct. So the left comes out with a meme that says we need more daughters like Taylor Swift than Erica Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want that? And how pathetic is that they're just turning it around and twisting?
That's a good and evil. In conservative families, sons and daughters become like their parents. Yeah, I'm talking about conservative families.
Yeah, I hear you.
How about children being reared to be like their parents? That's that. You know what? I'm like, man, I want to be like my parents, man, but in certain ways, but not in every.
Well,
because there's certain ways that my parents are oblivious to a lot of things that are happening in society. So
yeah.
But
it all goes back to the start of what we're talking about with the Sharia law and stuff like that. How, and it's more like it's the cool thing to do,
mm-hmm.
to support Islam, to support why 30 years ago the big thing that everybody was screaming about was feminism, and all of a sudden we have Sharia law all over the place in different cities, and where are the feminists?
It's crazy. The feminist movement is the worst thing that ever happened to the United States of America.
Oh yeah, of course,
because it made the men weaker.
Yep. And it's not about being,
it put it this way, it desensitized and sissified the population.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to say that. Yeah.
What do you think about the government shutdown? Don Burke says. Here's my comment. I've never seen the government work so well.
I know they're doing a fine job doing nothing.
I think, honestly,
they're just
Don,
showing what they really do on a daily basis, guys.
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, it's a big nothing burger. The whole issue is just kind of ridiculous, and everybody's blaming everybody else for whatever, and
it's a joke.
Yeah, it's just it's a joke. It's a joke, and I don't think that in the end it's just theater. It's political theater, and it's not going to matter. Same day, different
stuff. Yeah, different stuff. Barbara Streisand.
Yeah, different BS. Exactly. Exactly. So I really, that's just one of those things I don't really care to get into, because if you look at a lot of the talk that's going on out there, whether news articles or comments on social media, whatever, it's like you can't have a conversation on it because people go off.
They go off the rail.
Go off the rail. They go on so many different tangents. They can't
stay in one lane.
Yeah, they can't stay in one lane. They can't have a conversation about one thing. It's got to be like all these other things get pulled into it. It's like you're not having a conversation. You're just throwing spaghetti at the wall.
A good radio colleague friend of mine, Joe Pags, he was saying something about Irandus propagandist Owens on his social media. And this individual went off on him on a super tangent, not knowing his ear from a hole in the ground, and just dropping all kinds of F-bombs in the conversation, right?
Yeah.
And Joe replied, "Hey, if you're gonna talk to me, can you calm down on the F words, because you're really not getting your point across, because it's a nothing burger, pretty much." Yeah. The person was just throwing out a bunch of nothing burgers. I'm like, you're talking to a guy who's vetted and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And this individual was just going off on him. I'm like, wow, this is the society we live in. We live in a society full of useless idiots.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
No one does their research. Everybody depends on, well, they said this on CNN or PMSNBS. They said this on Foxless News. They said this on Newsmax. Who cares? Do your own research, man.
Yeah, I have a bit of a struggle with that whole phrase, do your own research.
Yeah.
Because most people, first of all, really don't even understand what research is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They don't even understand the concept of reading a Oxford dictionary.
Yeah. And if you are unwilling to actually go out and do the things that we were taught, like I've been through, courses and stuff, and my wife has, and others have, that, how you do research, and there's a specific methodology to it. And you don't just go out and listen to somebody spout their opinion.
No,
it's like, the stuff that I talk about on about Islam, guys, it's not because I'm an expert in it, and I refer to the experts, like an Amy Meck with Rare Foundation.
Oh yeah, Amy Meck is really good.
That's who I do. I'll get a lot of stuff from, news stories and stuff, because I know how she does her resources. I know how she does her research. I know the subject matter well enough to know that what she's saying is correct.
Yes.
Okay. And what I'm saying there is my entire adult life, I've been either talking with people, learning about it in school or in the military, or living it out on the street kind of thing in the military and life. Amy Meck is new for me in terms of resource, a resource that I can use to go to, but people like Robert Spencer and Dr. J. Smith and others, I've known about them for years. I just haven't sourced them up until recent years when it started coming back to be an issue again. But this is all stuff that I've looked into. But the average person, the issue that I'm trying to get at here, the average person doesn't have the time, because they got a job, they got family things going on, they got life. Okay. Yeah. So we need to have people out there like an Amy Meck or a Robert Spencer or Dr. J. Smith, a James Cadiz, or others that understand this and have their whole lives been involved in it in one way, shape, or another, right? We have to know that we can trust people. We have to know why we trust them, and we have to know how they pull their information together, how they source it, what their sources are, what their resources are, who they cite. Okay. Because, for instance, you tell an average Muslim to go do their own research, what are they going to do?
Nothing.
They're going to go and they're going to read the people that they have been told all their lives are the experts in that area. They will
Oh,
never
yeah.
step outside that area to find out.
They don't step outside the box.
To find out that the information that has been fed to them
Is a
their
super
entire
lie.
lives is a big lie, and it's based on complete fallacy.
Yeah.
And again, Dr. J. Smith, he's an awesome guy with his exposure on all this
Mm-hmm.
and the
He's
research
really
in
good. Yeah.
his entire life's history. But just believe what you hear on CNN, guys, in this country. Believe what you hear on Fox News. It's always correct, right?
Wrong.
Wow. But that's the problem I have with that. Do your own research. I mean, you have to be inquisitive enough to consider both sides, which is why I don't mind seeing the garbage necessarily that I see, because
Mhm.
I
You gotta
see
see what the enemy's up to.
I see what they're saying and I see what they're sourcing, and I'm like, wow, you're stupid. You really are
Mhm.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
know-
that I'm falling for the right, the
Mhm.
Republican right, talking points, because they're a bunch of blowhards
Idiots
as
too.
well.
Yeah.
But it's when you start, when you know the background information enough, you can look at it, you can see that, you can discern it, because it's just like, how does discernment come to you in the Christian world?
Through the Holy Spirit.
Well, it's your faith, it's the Holy Spirit, and it's also reading the Bible on a regular basis
Yep.
and taking the time to understand what it's talking about.
Yep.
Then things all of a sudden start coming to you through that Holy Spirit,
Mm-hmm.
opening your eyes, and you go, whoa, I don't like that. I'm not going to involve with that anymore. It's discernment is a product of, yes, it's a spiritual thing, but it's also a product of your knowledge and how much time you've taken to really understand what you're listening to.
That's true. It's true. Do you know it takes me 2.5 hours to add one video clip for a show? Because I want to make sure that it's actual and factual.
And that's a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I just don't want to put it out there. I'm like, I'll hold it, and then I'll check it out, and then I'll go to, I go to a lot of resources, right? I don't just go to one.
Right.
Because if I see that somebody else has done that and they're like, okay, it came from here, then I'm like, wait a minute, there's a lot of integral parts to this. Hold on. Like, you can really go down a rabbit hole fast too. So, and I noticed that. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So, yeah. So everybody thinks, well, man, you just put this show together and etc. No way, man. It's 12 hours for each episode.
Yeah, it takes
lots of homework.
Man, I don't even spend that much time in dog because I just can't. But, but the stuff that I talk about, I have a bit of a background in too. I just wanted to point out that Heather, it just says MRG. I can't say
Heather Margaret.
Yeah, so is saying that Israel is saying that a deal will be signed with Hamas to end the war on Thursday or tomorrow, which is Thursday. There today. Okay, some hostages will be released this weekend. This is another goat rope that I would it's kind of like the government being shut down. We just have to play it.
Carrots, anyone?
Play it by ear and wait and see what happens. But I mean, again, you'd have to be a complete moron to not have seen what Hamas has done over the last, and the Palestinians have done over the last 30 years. If you expect this to hold, I mean, if it holds, that's great. I don't think it's.
But I guarantee you, after the hold, it's all back to business as usual.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
stuff.
And that's Tyson T says the grading papers and listening. This conversation goes hand in hand with the inability for kiddos to reason, trying to change that peeps. That's look. If we're not involved again in this, the kids who are listening to 30 second. Did you see James Cadise's show with Austin, the young man that's 6'7", I think he said he was? He's a 22-year-old kid at college, I think, 21-year-old, 22.
Mm.
Anyway, it was a great show. You should watch it if you get a chance. But he said it. It's hard to get people to understand what's going on when they're only focused on 20 seconds or 30 seconds of a soundbite on TikTok or something, you know? How are they going to listen to an hour-long show or longer with us yammering away about the issues?
That's right. That's true.
It's difficult. But if we allow this stuff to happen, they're the ones that are going to suffer the most.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's a far-reaching implications.
Yeah. Did you know I did a little bit of homework on something, and I noticed that there are a lot of young people that are seeking traditionalism too.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there are a lot. You know, the stories that I've seen just recently is that they're all going to, like, you know, the Catholic Church.
Yeah, because unfortunately, the Protestant church is showing like some weak spines, man.
Yeah.
That's why. That's the reason why.
And it's sad because they're not going to get the whole picture.
Nope.
And let me tell you something. I mean, a lot of us, I know, because of over the chats over the years, you know, a lot of us there's a lot of people that have come out of the Catholic Church, me included, my wife included. But one of the
Darn, I raised my hand.
one of the trolls that I have they've gone silent. I don't know why. I guess they just gave up. But I was actually enjoying it. But one of the trolls is in the Catholic Church, and the comment that they made, I'm trying to be as unspecific about this person as possible. So, you know, I'm not trying to dime anybody out here, but this person made was, "You born again Christians." And I went, "Oh, wow. Okay." I mean, there are a few born again Christians in the Catholic Church still. It's not widespread, but there are. But that was oh, wow, you are really in left field.
And you know, in the Catholic Church, you're told not to read your Bible, basically.
Well, even
Let
if you're
the priest do it.
Yeah, even if you're not told that, that's how it's done.
Yeah, the archdiocese will tell everybody what to do and what to say.
Yeah, not that I was a very smart kid, but, you know, for some reason, it just kind of struck me as odd that it says here in the Bible we shouldn't be praying to Mary, but
and Jesus said to call no other man father.
Right.
Ooh, that burned a priest when I put that out there.
Yeah.
Because I called him.
Oh,
father,
Tyson. He came back and said, "Out of the frying pan in the oven, Christian schools have their own issues." Oh, absolutely. Just because it's a Christian school. I've read article upon article about it.
Wait a minute. Is it the pizza oven, Tyson?
It might be. I don't know. But yeah, I've read so many articles recently about so-called Christian schools caving to and welcoming in this diversity garbage.
Diversity and inclusion in order to keep our doors open, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, like we said, money talks and Barbara Streisand walks.
Yes, a full marathon. You know, I want to bring this up real quick here.
Sure, go ahead.
And I just want you to check this out real fast.
If you're a member of Al Qaeda, you're a terrorist.
How do you know if they're members of these gangs? What I'm saying
You mean
is,
the tattoos MS-13 on their knuckles doesn't that doesn't help it?
those
Do you have tattoos of Al Qaeda?
the tattoo did not
on
say
your
MS-13.
wrist?
I don't want to get into that.
Oh, of course it does. It's just accidents that the four symbols represent the letters MS. See, this is why Politico is a joke.
He's going to get into why Politico is a joke. And thank you to my moderator, Kelly Schultz, for sending me this video. Thank you, Kelly. You're awesome.
This is why you are gutter press and fake news. That those four symbols that just happen to comport with the letters MS and the numbers 13 don't, in this case, represent MS-13. You're sitting here live defending a member of MS-13. That's why I regret coming here. Because this isn't journalism. This is protecting those who hate America. Shame on you. We are saving lives.
Sir.
Saving lives. How about Maryland fathers compared to Maryland mothers? Like Rachel Marin, mother of 5, raped and murdered and thrown in a ditch. How about Jocelyn Nungare, age 12, raped a mile from her home and thrown in a ditch. It's strange that Politico doesn't do articles about her, that mother, or that 12-year-old girl. Why is that? Why is the MS-13 guy with the knuckle tattoos more important in terms of due process than the lives of 12-year-old girls brutally raped? It's weird that the priorities shift to defending the member of an FTO, but not the children and the women. Dan Crenshaw told me a story once of a 16-year-old girl who was smuggled across this border.
And put it this way, him and I and you, we don't like Dan Crenshaw. Watch, he'll say it.
No.
Border. Yeah. The parents paid $5,000 for her to live in America, the land of milk and honey. She ended up locked in a room in New York, raped by more than a dozen men every day for 18 months until she escaped. She went to Dan Crenshaw's office, and I'm no friend of Dan Crenshaw's, okay? He's still got TDS. And that girl said to him, please, close the border so another girl doesn't have to be raped by 12 strange men every day for 18 months. It's strange that Politico doesn't cover those stories. Could you tell me why?
We have covered.
No, you haven't. You have not covered those stories. I'd like to see the Jocelyn Nungare, Rachel Marin stories in comparison to the Russia collusion garbage. I mean, let's be honest here.
Wow, what a mic drop.
Yeah. Yeah. And but you know, even though we see it that way, look at how she is trying to defend her position or her organization's position, regardless of the truth that he's speaking.
Yeah.
It's not.
She couldn't say anything because she was like,
yeah. And when she did get something out, but we do this. No, you don't. No,
man, you know what? You know what she reminded me of? Goggles Paisano from the Flintstones. Remember the race car driver?
Oh my! How many people out there know that reference?
My dad used to call him Gargles Paisano.
Gargles.
All right. So here's another reason why we tell you why Islam and the Muslims are terrible. We're going to go from Nigeria to the Western United States. Do you know more than 100,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria by Muslims?
Yes, I do.
That's crazy. No one's talking about that mainstream media.
Nope.
That's a quiet storm, baby.
No.
It's a quiet storm.
But, you know, they'll talk all day long about the Palestinians who simply train their children to be terrorists.
The Jewish people of Israel are committing genocide.
Yeah.
Save that bull boogery for somebody else.
Which they don't even understand the definition of that word. You know, I was going to say this earlier. You know, the size of New Jersey is Israel, right? How many countries have been, what's the word for colonized by Islam? Well, you'd have to start with all of them because
Iran.
Islam took over Mecca, Medina, and then they started spreading out across and taking over every single country that they're in. You name it, they're taking it over. It's like 56, 60 some countries, right? Israel has taken exactly how many countries over? Zero. See, Israel they were there for like what, 3,000 years.
Yeah, they even offered a piece of land to these unadulterated Muslims.
They bought the land when they came into it for exorbitant when they came back into it, into the land that they owned, their heritage. They bought land. They bought land that was completely worthless and they turned it into something golden in a sense.
Because it was an act of God, man.
But that wasn't colonization.
Yeah.
The number of Muslims that lived in that area, it's just, again, the factual information, it's just ignored. Because the I feel is more important these days.
Yeah. And by the way, the name Palestine was an offense to the Jews.
Yeah, it wasn't. They were not. It was not Palestine. They were called Palestinians.
It was an offense
Right?
from a
It
Roman
was an
emperor.
offense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Again, the historical facts of the matter are ignored by the majority of the world.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be on stoop status. Check this out, bro.
Lying's not always a sin in Islam. Being deceptive is good. And again, Allah is khayr al-makirin. He is the great deceiver. So you're allowed to be deceptive. God is not just good, he's also bad. So, and that's what I believe is happening in New York.
Really?
So,
You think Mom
100%.
Donnie? You think Mom Donnie is practicing takia?
1,000%. 1,000%.
He's presenting
the
as
Muslims are laughing at you guys. Like this is the funniest thing. Like, dude, give it 50 more years, entire New York's gonna be Muslim, and then before you know, it's gonna be Sharia courts, and then like y'all are. It's like shooting yourself in the foot. Like I can't even believe. And like you see Europe, you look at Europe, it's happening right now, and then you're like, oh, let's just do it here in New York. Like it's like no, like you have to stop. Like obviously Taqiya is working, and they're doing an amazing job at it, and they're fooling everyone. Like, and all the Muslims are like so happy that's happening. Like this is the best thing that could happen in Islam, and he's gonna win because we're too stupid. Like no matter how many times ex-Muslims will say Taqiya is a real thing, they are lying to you. They will take over within 100 years. No one's going to listen because we just assume that our God is the same as their God. We just assume that their God will tell them not to lie, but their God tells them to lie. That's the difference.
But are you could it be that someone like a Mom Donnie, he's Muslim, he's a practicing Muslim, self-professed?
Duh, lady. So check this out. Everybody knows the lady that I had on. She was an Israeli American dual citizen. Her name is Sherry Villarreal. I think you need to have her on. She knows a lot about all this. She was living in Israel when Hezbollah was like shooting barrages of rockets into the country. I think it was like in the early 2000s too. She was on the ground there. And she knows about the 100-year plan of the Muslim Brotherhood. People, you can go and read that. Don't Google it because Google won't bring it up for you. Try to Brave browse it or something, but don't Google it because they're not going to bring that up for you.
Go to Jihad Watch and look. Just Google Hamas and its origins, and you will find more information that you can handle. Okay. Hamas was developed by, of course, the Muslim Brotherhood out of Egypt. Egypt, back in World War II, the Grand Mufti met with Hitler. Guess how Hitler came up with the idea for the Hitler Youth?
Yep, through the Muslims.
I mean, come on, really? They had a common goal, eliminate the Jews. So, of course, Hitler was like, at first, Hitler didn't want to talk. He didn't want nothing to do with these guys. But when he heard about that they had the same idea, get rid of the Jews, he was all over it. The Hitler Youth was developed through coordination with the Grand Mufti from Egypt. The Grand Mufti from Egypt was Muslim Brotherhood, and later generations, they developed Hamas, which infiltrated into Gaza. And look what they've been doing with Gaza.
Right. It's crazy how, like, when you really, check out the whole map of the whole, formation of all of this, how all intertwines back in the Hitlerist days. It's crazy.
I mean, it goes back farther, of course, but yeah, exactly. I mean, and that the whole concept with Israel too, about being their colonizers and all that, give me a break. The Ottoman Empire lost a war in the First World War. When you lose a war, you lose land. That's part of the process of getting your butt kicked because you're starting wars and stuff like that. When you get your butt kicked, you lose land, you lose property, you lose assets. You give it up because you caused that war, or you were part of that war, and you were on the wrong side of that war.
Yep.
Israel, the restoration of Israel, even though it was, again, I'm sorry, I'm going down this historical route here, and how much land Israel
got. Lined up with something I'm going to talk about too. So this is good.
and how they kept getting screwed out of what they were supposed to get. Part of there was actually a 2-state solution with Jordan, the Transjordan area, I guess it's called, was supposed to be where all the Palestinians, so-called Palestinians, the Arabs that relate to them mostly and stuff, that was supposed to be their area.
Right. Right.
And Israel just kept getting reduced in size to what it is today. It's not about the land. It's about the fact that they're Jews.
And they want to eliminate.
And you have Baal. Again, I go back to my video from 2 days ago and search the video, what I talk about, because you'll understand better. This guy makes these connections and shows you right. He's not making it up. He's reading it right from, and he's got the links to it, right from the people that wrote these things that were Muslims.
Hey, wait a minute.
Their own words.
Yeah.
Nobody's making it up. It's like, how can people not understand this or not know this? It's right from their own words. This is all a false god. It's Satan, Baal.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. How do you think the Mormon church was formed? I mean, think about the similarities between Muhammad and Joseph Smith.
Exactly.
I'm like, come on, folks, let's get real.
Do not call them Christians.
They're not.
They're not.
They're not Christians. Mormons are not Christians. Straight out. They're not. People, man. Latter-day Saints. Jesus was a prophet. Who thinks Jesus is just a prophet? The Muslims.
Yep.
They don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God.
Even though the Muslims stole.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
From
the Mormons
Christianity.
believe Jesus is the brother of Satan. That's impossible because Jesus is God incarnate, guys. I tell you, they got similarities. They were womanizers, both of them.
Some dude walking through the forests of Ohio got sunstroke and came up with this crazy BS idea.
When he took his hallucinogen drugs?
I don't know what he was doing, but you know. Oh my goodness. Okay, you said you were going somewhere.
Yeah, no, because I was just gonna say that if you look at the similarities of Mormonism, they got it from who? The guy Muhammad.
Yeah.
I mean, if you align everything that Joseph Smith was all about, that's what the Muslim Brotherhood is all about.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And
there's a lot of similarities.
And trust you me, when they see their fellow so-called brotherhood getting ahead, they'll find a way to get rid of them so that they can be the top guy. It's kind of like a mafia for generations, basically.
Yeah.
It's insane. And when I see people like, Gladys Knight saying that she's a Mormon, I'm like, do you realize they didn't like you? Do you realize that Muslims don't like you? Muslims owned blacks as slaves.
Yeah.
Muslims are, oh man, every time I see a black person that says that they're a Muslim, I'm like, dude, do you really understand what you're saying? You're saying I'm going to submit myself back into slavery because that's what they're all about.
Yeah,
Muslims don't care about you. Mormons don't care about you.
That's kind of the definition of a useful idiot. in a nutshell.
Moronic!
Because eventually they're going to turn on you. They're going to use you. Takia, the guy, one of the videos you played, the guy talking about Takia. I mean, how many times have I mentioned that on shows over the last year that I've
you've mentioned it a ton, bro.
And people still think that, oh no, they're peaceful.
They're peaceful. I have Muslim neighbors. They're peaceful. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're fooling you. That's how they're going to get you.
Yep.
Man. And yet people that are former Muslims telling you this too. When I see videos of people that used to be Muslims that are like, how can people really not believe what I'm saying to them when I was a part of it. That's what they say in their videos.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Man.
mean, it's not like I'm out there on a video making this up. They're saying it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. And Jason Garza, just for clarification, Vindog was talking about black Muslims, not black Mormons. I don't know any black Mormons I've ever met either. But
well, Gladys Knight was a black.
Oh, well, Gladys Knight. But yeah, okay,
yeah.
But
yeah, she was accepted into the Mormon church because she was a black lady with money.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's news to me. But hey, okay,
overboard.
Good on them. They're, I guess.
Oh man, it's madness, bro. It's madness.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
No, I've met some black Mormons, and I've told them you're an idiot.
Okay.
Anyway. And the reason why they accepted him into the church is because the NAACP crawled up their rear.
Oh yeah. Oh well. See, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these two Mormons came to my house trying to talk to me outside, and my significant other and her best friend, they're like, "Oh boy, they don't know what they're in for." Talking to Vin.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall.
Yes, it was a conversation to be heard. And I wish I would have recorded it because it was just wonderful. And these guys are calling themselves elder. I'm like, how old are you gentlemen? They're like 23, 25. I'm like, you guys are still young bucks. Calm down. You ain't no elder.
Yeah.
You guys haven't even had your first date yet. As a matter of fact, let me offer you some coffee.
Yeah, they don't drink coffee, do they?
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I seem to remember that fact.
Yeah, and they were like, Jesus is. I said, no, Satan was an angel. He was not God. So he can't be the brother of Jesus, because Jesus is God, not a prophet.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a crazy conversation. Well, they said, well, in the Book of Mormon, I said the Book of Mormon was added to the Bible, so you guys cursed yourselves right there.
Right, exactly.
You guys cursed yourselves. God said, do not add or take from this book, and you guys added the Book of Mormon. So you definitely cursed yourselves out right there. So good luck.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're, oh, well, have a nice day. Yeah, you guys do the same. Don't try to
fool
my neighbors. And I told them, don't bother going around the corner to those neighbors because they're Christians and you're not going to change their minds. And they went the other way.
Look, don't do meth and walk on the beach in the hot sun of the day in the middle of the day, okay?
Yeah.
It's not a good combination.
Yeah, don't do meth with LSD like Joseph Smith, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, this is hilarious. But I want everybody to see this video. Watch this.
Okay.
What we as Muslims want.
He's going to tell you what they as Muslims want.
Okay, who is this guy now? Omar Suleiman?
Yeah.
To implement here in the United States, we believe the Constitution should be replaced by the Quran.
First move that I will do, I will abolish the Constitution and I will establish the only
I've seen these videos.
and the only logical and rational Constitution, which is the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu.
Wow, guys, they're telling it. They're saying it out loud. They don't care. They're saying it out loud because they realize that no one's paying attention.
Yeah, well, and even if somebody is paying attention, people are too weak-minded to stand up and go, "Hey, hold on just a dang second. That's not right." You know, that's BS. We're not going to have that here. You're going to replace the Constitution. Well, you know what? We can't follow it in this country anymore anyway. And I know, everybody's got their opinion on what exactly that means, left and right. But the bottom line is the 95% of the laws out there are probably not constitutional for all intents and purposes.
Absolutely. And, I had a guy that was running for governor for California, Daniel Mercury, on. He goes, the seats that are in the Assembly and the Senate of each state, they're actually truly empty seats because they were stolen. Yeah. He said they're not constitutionalist.
Right. Yeah.
They have no idea.
But if
they're all treason.
We can write new laws, then that'll change everything and it's okay. Remember, I think it was Ben Franklin. It says it's a republic if you can keep it.
Oh yeah, either we stand together or hang separately.
Yep.
That was one of his quotes.
Yeah.
Speaking from Texas.
Check this out.
This is Amy Mack, or
yeah.
one of her reporters. I think it's Amy Mack, but
yeah. And so she's going to talk about what happened at the Dallas airport. Watch this.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
seen
boy.
As the beating heart of Christian conservative America. But that image no longer matches its Islamized reality. In Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, one of the nation's busiest hubs, a Southern Baptist pastor was denied access to a taxpayer-funded chapel. This after an airport announcement promised all are welcome. Tonight, outrage is growing over how so-called interfaith chapels are being transformed into Islamic-only spaces. Tom Askell, a prominent Southern Baptist pastor, had been in Dallas visiting the grieving family of his close friend, Dr. Vodi Bosham. Bosham, a renowned pastor and scholar, suffered an emergency medical incident and died on Thursday at just 56 years old. Before flying home, Askell heard an announcement inviting travelers to prayer service at the Meadows Chapel. The message ended with the words, "All are welcome." With broken heart, I went hoping maybe scripture would at least be read, Askell wrote on X. Instead, I found this and was denied access. Imam-led Salah. He shared a photograph of Muslims praying inside the chapel on rows of prayer rugs. Askell later explained that he was physically blocked from entering the inner room. They blocked my way, he recounted. One man said I should take my shoes off. I refused. He would not let me walk in. I did not want to create a scene, so I left. Muslim prayer rugs line the floors. The irony? This chapel was dedicated to the service of American military men and women. Askell's post has already drawn over 1 million views, with many sharing similar experiences of being turned away or sidelined at airport chapels during Islamic prayers. As Rare Foundation USA has previously documented, Orlando International Airport blew $250,000 of your tax dollars to build an Islamic prayer room, complete with gender-segregated Sharia spaces, wudu stations for ritual washing, directional signs pointing to Mecca, even shoe and luggage racks, just like a mosque. Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport followed suit, opening its own Sharia-compliant prayer facility with backing from CARE. They too include gender-segregated prayer areas per Islamic law, dedicated wudu stations for ritual washing, shelves of Quran, rows of prayer rugs, and all the trappings of Sharia.
Did you know that Houston Bush Intercontinental Airport has a full mosque? Come check it out with us. Located across from Gate D16, they offer both men and women prayer areas. When you first go in, you enter directly into the wudu area. One thing to note is that there's no toilets in here, so use the bathroom before you come in. From the wudu area, you enter directly into the prayer hall.
Wow. Whoa.
There's plenty of space for you and your family. I snuck over to the women's side and it offers the same amenities as the men.
Now, Dallas joins the list. So why did an airport announcement say all are welcome, only for a Christian pastor to be denied entry? And why is a taxpayer-funded chapel dedicated to U.S. servicemen and women functioning as a de facto mosque? In today's Islamized Texas, Christians are discovering that even the spaces built to honor their faith and freedoms are being handed over to those who openly reject both. And while Islamic nations outlaw Bibles, persecute Christians, and forbid even the thought of chapels in their airports, America is funding Sharia infrastructure.
Go figure.
Yeah. You know, what's really not shocking about this, what's not shocking about this is the initial outrage is going to fade away and everybody's going to forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Christians won't complain. They won't really complain and get in the people, in the face of the people that run this place and say, you know, if this is going to be an interfaith, you better have space for me to go in there and not have somebody who has no authority over me or this space to say, I can't come in there. But they won't do that. People don't want to be seen as bigots or as racist or Islamophobes.
Dude, this is crazy.
But the Muslims will sit there and they will absolutely get outrageously mad if you try to come in there. They don't see it as interfaith unless it's a press conference or a big thing with the Pope and other
Smile
leaders.
for the camera.
Yeah, to spread that tequila around a little bit more. It's not vodka. It's tequila. They can lie right to your face. And then when it comes to you going in, that pastor, even if he would have taken his shoes off and washed his feet, do you think he would have been allowed to pray?
Absolutely not.
There's no way in hell. If he'd have opened a Bible, he would have been thrown out.
Physically.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, it could have come to that. But, and if you think that the things that we talked about to start with won't happen, the city's getting run over and taken over, mayors like in New York City becoming mayor that are Muslim. Come on. They're taking over the interfaith chapels in airports. What makes you think they're not going to take over cities? It's the same concept.
Mm-hmm.
And they can get away with it because everybody's afraid of being
I don't want to ruffle any feathers.
I'm going to be tolerant.
You know what tolerance gets you? Casualty.
Yeah.
Casualty. Just saying it how it is. Listen to this guy.
July 1st. So we're getting an early start.
This is in Hell Angeles.
To one of our Heritage Month celebrations. And today we recognize July as Muslim Heritage Month in the city of Los Angeles.
Clapping stills, folks. Look at the clapping stills. You guys are clapping to your demise.
I fully believe that everybody should be proud of their heritage and there's nothing wrong with you celebrating that and so forth. But there's not a month, there's not a day that doesn't have 15 different things. It's called heritage this, or, it's this day.
Even coffee has a heritage day.
I mean, yeah, come on. Why do we have to have any day? I don't need Christian Heritage Month, for instance, but there isn't one. I mean, we just have holidays, of course, and everybody will say, well, you have all these holidays. Well, this is ridiculous. It's pandering to prevent outrage against you.
And let me tell you,
to the other side.
The politicians are all a bunch of cowards that are not doing anything about this.
Yeah.
They're just sitting back collecting a check. They're all dummied up. Hey, that's an Archie Bunker reference, isn't it? Dummy up. Yeah. Because you know what? Now, after I hear Carol O'Connor say that, now I get it. Because that's basically what the government is doing. They're dummied up. Dummy up, meathead, he used to say. I get it.
I hate to burst your bubble, though. Carol O'Connor wasn't exactly that way in person.
I know he wasn't. No.
Yeah.
No.
But I love the show. Yeah.
The character.
I love the show.
I'm just saying the character that was created.
Back when we could mock each other and just laugh about it because we all saw this hilariousness of the stupidity in each other's actions. We all were guilty of that. We were all guilty of being stupid in some way about things.
Yeah.
And when somebody made fun of us, that was just normal.
Yeah. It's funny. My dad used to like that show. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy, man, how just idiotic a lot of people are. They're just willfully being oblivious.
Willfully
oblivious.
Just call it like it says it in the Bible. They're willfully ignorant.
Ignoramuses.
And what does God do when you're willfully ignorant? He gives you over to your delusions, to your abominations. Huh?
That's Romans 1.
Yeah. It's going to give you over.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. I don't want to be given over to anything that I would do in the flesh. I
No, thank
don't
you.
want to be there.
I had enough of that.
Yeah, exactly.
I have enough of that, man. I already repent every day for my iniquities.
Yeah.
I don't need any more on my shoulders.
Yeah. I have no desire for any of that anymore.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. So, this lady explains about the education system when Muslims are taught in school as kids. Watch this.
In the Arab world, when you go to school, any Arab kid, not just me, all we talk about is jihad. We don't talk about peace. If you open the Quran itself, it's all about jihad. So the culture was influenced by the Quran. The word peace was mentioned one time only in the Holy Book of Islam, one time only. And guess what did it say? Why ask for peace when you're on top? Meaning, why seek peace if you're strong? So this is the only value for peace in the Holy Book of Islam. And this is a quote by Muhammad, by the way. And I'm quoting from Islamic books, not from my opinion. Muhammad said, I have been victorious through terror. The word terror is mentioned many times in the Quran. It's in the Quran. And he's proud of it as a way of becoming victorious and wealthy. Are you aware that in mosque services all across the Middle East, the service always ends with cursing of non-Muslims? The sheikh, the Muslim sheikh, will say, may God destroy the Jews and the infidels, the enemies of Allah. This is the ending of this spiritual experience of being in a mosque. And I was stunned that in the synagogue they were praying for the whole world, peace on earth. I left that day and I was like, something is wrong with my religion. Something is major wrong with my religion. I discovered that it's my religion that's cursing everybody and nobody's cursing us. It was an eye-opener for me.
Man.
And if you are a Christian as well, if you're not blessing your enemies, you just haven't paid attention. Doesn't mean you have to, not speak out against it, but the people that curse me on social media, I pray for them. When they make a comment, I don't argue with them anymore. I stopped doing that a while back. I literally say, thank you for your input. And I mean it. I've been questioned about this. You don't really mean that. No, actually, I do mean it. I like the input.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
I say, thank you for your input. Space. God bless.
See ya.
Because I want to leave that little thought there, because that little thought's going to get inside their head. And hopefully it changes something down the road. But I really, truly mean that. And I do pray. My favorite troll, like I said, has been silent, and I'm sad about that. I prayed for her every day while she was cursing me. And the list of things that she said about me, incredible. But you know what? I'm bothered by it, but I'm not holding it as I just forgive them, and I pray for them. I pray that they'll come to the saving knowledge and grace of our Lord and Savior. And that's what we're supposed to do. And that is diametrically opposed. It's antithetical to the Islamic way. The Islamic way is antithetical to our way as Christians and as Westerners, especially in the United States, with our constitutional, our republic form of government. That's why I always use those words, antithetical, 180 degrees out of sync with. It doesn't belong in this country.
It doesn't mesh.
Nope.
And it will never
Not at all.
mesh.
Nope.
The only
Nope.
way it's going to mesh is if it's by itself standing alone, and they want to push everything that we take wholeheartedly out.
And no matter what happens, and and Laurie Sanders said too, pray their eyes will be open to Jesus, and pray ours will too. Ours will too. You need to take care of your own house first.
Mm-hmm.
And meaning start with you and your family, right? And that is where it's at, because down the road, as things get worse and worse, guys, we're not going to have we're not going to be able to change a lot of people. It's going to get harder and harder.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're actually not. We're not the ones changing anything anyway.
God is,
but their hearts are going to get hardened so much that they're going to be even more reluctant or against listening to what we have to say, and we're going to suffer as a result of it. But we suffer not because it's us; it's because they hate God, they hate Jesus.
Yeah, 10,000%. And I remember one time somebody goes, "Hey, what's it going to take for people to really realize what's happening to them?" And Pookie said it best. He said, "Pain."
Pain. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's going to take pain.
Unfortunately, if they're not right with God in the first place, that pain, it's going to probably be too late.
Mm-hmm.
When we just think about it, I mean, look what's going on now. If you're not right with your faith right now with God, what are you going to do when it gets even worse?
Right.
Jez says, is your point of view from dispensationalism, pre-mill, or a-mill?
I'm pre-mill.
And it's dispensationalism. Dispensationalism is just a time frame.
Yeah.
Where things are a way. It's there's different times. Like there was pre the church age, right? It was the Jews. There was pre the Jews. It was that's all dispensationalism is, really. I mean, just make it as simple as possible. It's just a different time in history. And we're in our own time in history, which is, for all intents and purposes, I think the end days. But we are premillennial.
Yep.
So
this is premillennial all day here.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's good for you, Jed, or whatever, but that's where we're at. That's how we roll.
We're doing that according to Scripture.
Yeah, and I like one of them. If it wasn't, you should know, the lady that you just played. This is very important, folks. We have to be very focused and circumspect about this. To quote, oh, that's fine, Jed. We appreciate you the comment and the question. Even if you disagree with us, we still appreciate it. We're glad you're here and you're talking. Because if we're not talking, if we're not open to hear, I hear, even if it's something I don't agree with,
I still want to hear their opinion.
I don't have to attack you. I don't have
no.
I will attack. I will attack the concepts and the ideas like we've been talking about here. I will tell you what I think, but I won't attack you personally. There's no reason to.
Yeah, there's
I want
no
to hear.
for that.
I want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear and I want people to hear what I've got to say, because when we have that conversation, even if we don't disagree, we should still be able to go.
Especially if we're all working together, trying to get to the same destination.
Yeah, and anybody that's so close-minded, regardless of what side they're on, even if you're right in your theology and your doctrine and everything, it's not good. It's not good. You keep your, if you're in the right position, you keep your personal where you're at. You don't change that.
No.
But there's nothing that says you can't be receptive to hear what other people say.
Oh man, and I love hearing what other people have to say. Actually,
yeah, absolutely.
Because there's something I'll gather from it, and hopefully they'll gather something from me. So
right,
vice versa.
And it's the seeds that we plant in those conversations that, again, somebody else will water down the road. That, again, the Holy Spirit and God get involved in, and that will change them. Now, back to what I was going to say about that lady, though. That it's very, we have to be very focused on this, I think, is that when we make statements, we don't make them our opinion.
No.
As best we can. You don't have to quote it verbatim. It's good if we can, but you have to keep it in the context of what the Bible says. Not what I say, not what Vindog says, not what anybody else says.
That's right.
What does the Bible say?
Yeah, what does Scripture say?
Genesis to Revelation, word for word, inspired word of God. Period.
All 66.
All 66 books.
That's all we need. That's all we
So
need.
I thought that was a very good point. She said, these are not my words. This is what it says. It's just like what Vindog and I've been saying in this show. It's what they say themselves. We don't have to make anything up. We just show you what they're saying in the documents and in the videos, on audio. It's the same
They're
concept.
saying it, not us.
Right. We're just trying to share it with people and have a discussion about it.
Hopefully it's a wake-up call for some folks, man, because this is getting heavy. I'm telling you, it's about to get heavier.
Yeah, you know, let's see. What's going to be the next thing that divides the church? That divides people out there? Somebody said something about this. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Jack Hibbs that said something about it. And I wish I could remember what he said the next thing was going to be. But it's like all those things that I mentioned earlier, it's like it's winnowing down the people that have that fundamental understanding and are in the right spot. People are getting broken off constantly by these things that are happening in our world. And what's going to be the next thing?
Yeah. What is going to be the next thing?
Because, I mean, look what's happened in the last 2 weeks. Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
Yep.
There's other things that are going on too, but it's just like there's always something new going on. It's like,
man,
what is going to happen next?
There's thousands of psyops going on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's actually hard for the average person to keep up with.
Yeah,
that's why I say keep the Bible close to your vest and stay in prayer and pray for the Lord to lead you in the direction that you need to go. Because whatever is going on in this world, at the end of the day, is an optical illusion.
Yeah. Yep. It's a spiritual war. Come on.
Yep.
It's a spiritual war.
And everybody knows I like playing this when we're about to wrap it up. And I love this. Check this out.
In the last days, there will be a church that goes after forgiveness only. That is all they will preach. Come to Jesus, lay hold of him. You can walk your own walk and talk your own talk. You can have all this in Jesus too. No holiness preaching, no separation from the world, no preaching of sanctification, no dealing with sin. The Bible says they will heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
Yep.
And there are churches all over America that'll give you pablum. They'll give you candy cotton. They'll give you a gospel that makes you feel good. Don't dare go to a church where you don't have the sword of the Lord piercing into the innermost being till you feel the guilt of your sin.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've seen you play that before. Yes, that's a good one. And just one last thing here. We're talking about it, and somebody said it was Jed that said the big reveal. I just realized one of the things that may happen here, who knows when, would be the alien thing.
Oh yeah,
that still hasn't happened, right? I mean,
that false flag is coming.
Yeah, there's been some disclosure. There's this big rock that's on a weird. It's on a 5-degree divergence from the solar system plane, which is the chances of that happening are less than 1%. Possibility.
Yeah.
Whatever. Whatever. I saw they said they had this rock that came within so many millions of miles of hitting the moon. It was a close call, and it looked like a dimpled golf ball. I was like, so the aliens are golfing in our neighborhood now? What?
We got alien
Now-
versions of Tiger Woods going on or something.
Yeah, I know, right? Think about this. Just a little bit of humor here. Just bear with me, and don't get too upset, but just bear with me. So this alien golf ball flying by us and the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So it flies by the moon. Just keep that in mind. If it hits Uranus, is that a hole in one?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Okay. Anyway, that's my astronomical
view for the day.
Analysis for the day. Moonshot.
Oh, man, that's hilarious, dude.
I don't know why I thought of that. I just did.
You just had to go there, didn't you?
I did. I posted it on Facebook. I don't know. People probably won't react to it, but that's okay. The only time people react to anything I post on Facebook is when I say something about the left's moronic comments or positions. Then I get all kinds of responses. But when I post a humorous thing like that, I get absolutely zippo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's strange. I'm telling you, I got more traffic on Facebook from people calling me nasty names in response to the comments that I made about something than anything else.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know. It's almost like they're daring me to say something else, So
oh, man. Let's read some comments here. Let's see.
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dean.
Well, I don't know that I've seen all the comments. You might have a better view on those.
Oh, no, I highlight them on the screen for you. Look at that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just following me. A good, hey, you follow me at your own risk.
Yeah, follow at your own risk. It's not my fault, guys.
Yeah. Vindog was brave enough after Stephen Dace to have me on the show. I don't know why he's slumming today. So
no.
I haven't written a book, not one. I haven't written a book that got turned into a movie. So, but yeah, look, I try to just simply go at the comments that I see out there. The things I don't go after everything, but there are certain things that I will make a comment to, and then just wait to see how I get attacked. And if you go to the Facebook page, Warrior Tradition Fund, okay, and you really like what I'm trying to do, but you don't want to necessarily see all the garbage, then just message me and I'll invite you to the private group where I don't necessarily get into all that stuff, because people attack the comments. I've been attacked for posting things about LGBTQ in the past. It's anything, but at least the private group is just anybody that that likes what we're doing, that likes the things that I post, that are support they support veterans,
right.
They support just Christians in general and so forth. That's what the group is for.
That's awesome.
But and Laurie Sanders says Facebook is a sewer, and I used to think that way about Twitter. Twitter seems to be all these social medias are going to funnel you into an echo chamber unless you go out and look at the other side stuff. Okay. I don't think we should be in an echo chamber. I don't think you have to go out there and wallow in it. I don't, but I spend a little bit of time. I selectively respond to issues, and it's insane out there. But
yeah, I get what Laurie Sanders is saying though, because man, social media is just poisonous.
Yes, I agree. It's a sewer, absolutely. But
that's what Lee Brady said. The world is a sewer, and we're just trying to get out of here.
But I don't. As much as we need to encourage each other and talk to and lift up our fellow believers and so forth, we're also called to go out there and preach so that other people hear
the good news.
The good news. So yeah. So anyway,
Well, guys, thank you guys for being here. Dean and I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fun, man.
We went 2 hours, Vin Dog. You let it go for a while.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a problem for me.
Oh, hold on. I think I might get something for you to read there.
What you got? Social media is a reminder that we need a savior. You know what? Absolutely. Completely agree with that. It's such a clear-cut reminder, and it doesn't matter whether it's right, left, or whatever. It is just...
It's in the pit.
It's in the pit.
It's in the pit, family.
And I don't blame people. Like Laurie Saunders just said, I left Facebook years ago. I don't blame you for doing that. I personally won't do that, simply because I think it's a way to reach people, even if the only thing I'm doing is planting that little tiny seed out there, and somebody else comes along and waters it. Hopefully we have an impact along the way, and regardless of whether we have an impact or not, for me, okay,
even if it's just one person, that's that one.
Yeah, we all have to find where our mission field is, whatever that is. And it's okay if it's different for you. I know that these social media platforms, I say it all the time, it's a cesspool. It's insane. There's all kinds of garbage out there, and you have to pick where you can make the greatest impact. And sometimes that might just be in your own family. So you do what's best for you. I'm
with Lori though. I disbanded myself from Facebook a while back.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But
and I'm about to disband myself from X because it seems to be a waste.
Well, yeah. I mean, I see that. I can't argue with that. I don't know what else I would do. I mean, I can't walk around all over the city and stuff because my back wouldn't survive that. So, I can talk forever and not say anything. So that seems to work a little bit better. I'm not sure that I'm getting anywhere, but
that's true.
I can blab. So,
yeah. Oh man, Dean, bro. So, I think Caterlin and everybody put your how they can get a hold of your channels and all that.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah.
Go to my website. And thank you, Caterlin, for doing that. Go to my website, go to Facebook, go to X. You can find me there. I'm also on Instagram. Got all the contact information out there. It's real simple to get a hold of me if you really want to. And I like the shares. I like the likes and all that stuff, but really it's the comments that drive what Vin Dog and I do. It affects that's personally what I've seen. The comments.
Yes, comments do affect the algorithm.
Oh my! Can I show you real quick, Vin Dog? I know you want to get going here, but can I show you real quick?
Yeah.
What I'm talking about here.
Hold on. Let me bring you back up.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Let me bring you back up here. Yeah, the comments do matter, guys. The comments do matter. So if you guys can leave an awesome comment, like in the comment section at the end, that would be
check this
wonderful.
out. Now, I took and got rid of a bunch of followers on Facebook that I don't know where they were from. I don't know anything about them. They look like they had suspicious accounts, that kind of thing, right? But look at this. In the last 28 days, I'm up 5,397% from zero. Okay? Look at the spikes. You see the spikes where the spikes are in there, right? That's because of all the negative content that's been put out there, the comments that people have made about my comments, just saying simple things like feelings. They don't even know what I'm talking about. And they make all these wild accusations and hateful comments. But this is what happens to Vin Dog and to myself and others like us that are trying to get the word out there. I've never had more than like 50 views on a screen like this.
Yes,
and look
please,
at that.
friends, please put comments out there.
When you comment on his videos, when you comment on my videos on our social media, you make such a huge difference. If the negative comments can do this, imagine what your positive comments can do for us. That's how we need. That's how you can help us the most, aside from prayers. Okay.
Yes.
This reaches people, and we're in the business of reaching people for Christ.
Yep.
And we can't do it without your help.
That's true. That's true. And we appreciate
thanks for sharing that, Vin.
Yeah, we appreciate that too, guys. Oh, you can take the screen if you want. So
no. Okay, I don't need it. I'm good. You can stop.
Okay.
I can stop sharing.
Oh yeah, you can stop it now.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So no, that's true, guys. It does help when you guys put comments in the comment section. The live chat is great, but the comments really do help the algorithms.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
The comments and the thumbs up and the sharing helps a lot.
Yeah.
So and let's help one another grow, not just with the comments and stuff. Let's help one another grow in the faith. Yeah. You know what? I was thinking about something, and I want to see if you're open to this. I was thinking about doing a Bible study once a month.
Yeah, absolutely. We should.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I
think we should do that.
They're all over the place. I mean, they not necessarily all over the place, but I've seen people do them on Discord and all that stuff. Well, we could do one live.
Yeah,
I think that's absolutely a great idea.
Yeah. So we'll pick a Wednesday out of each month, and we'll do a Bible study.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
Yeah,
because everybody's all for it. I'm like, cool, Dylan, let's do that.
Major's doing great. He was in here earlier, Caitlin, but yeah, he's doing great. He's still an awesome dog. He's a character, but he's an awesome.
Yeah,
dog.
I saw Major before the show started.
Yeah, he keeps coming in and out of here all the time. So
yeah, he wants to jump on the mic once in a while. You notice?
No, he wants to jump on me, Vin Dog. He just wants to jump on me, and then when he's stayed long enough, he decides to jump off and just tear up my legs and my chest and all that. But yeah, he wants to be up here. He comes in here 4 or 5 times. He spends a lot of times laying on his bed in the room next door where my wife she works as in the education world online, and he spends a lot of time in there. But he'll come in here 4 or 5 times a day, and he'll come over here, putting his head on my leg, trying to get me to let him up on my lap. It's crazy. And then as soon as you hear a crinkle or a door open or something,
he's out.
Yeah, he's out.
Wow.
He's got a one-track mind. He's a great dog, though. He's a great dog.
Yeah, I can tell. All right, guys. Dang, we kept you guys for almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I told you invited me on, and I talked to a lot.
Oh no, this is great. You know what? Because I almost went 2 hours solo yesterday.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So this is good. One of these days we're going to go for the record.
What, 5 hours? Because I've been on for like 4.5 before.
Oh really? You've been on for 4.5?
Oh yeah, I think Don Burke was there talking with me one day when we were on for like 4.5 hours.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, she just got on Voice and she was talking, and we were discussing different issues. I don't know if Caitlin remembers that, but yeah.
Oh wow, Don Burke.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Because I do have this idea that I want to do a Vindog Radio Marathon. Yeah. I haven't done one of those since I had the longest on-air shift I've ever had in radio was 16 hours.
Oh, wow. That's a lot still.
Yeah.
Back in the day, maybe, but boy, if I tried something like that now, I would. You wouldn't see me for 2 weeks.
You'd be fried.
Oh my goodness. Caitlin says she does remember that 4.5 hour episode with Don Burke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So because I really want to do that with a cast, a marathon with a cast of characters. I really want to get James on to do one of those.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be fun, dude.
But then I wouldn't be able to say a word.
Yeah, we get kicked out of the troposphere for sure.
No, not because of that. Because I would be afraid that I'd say something wrong. I'd be told about it. Just because he's got the background and the experience and the word that I can't even come close to touching. And not only
that, when James and I start talking, it's a done deal.
Well, just talking is
different.
But if we're talking Bible study, cool. I'll be quiet.
Yeah. Wow, James is awesome, bro. Yeah. He's a pretty cool dude, I might say.
Yeah.
Well, brother Dean, thank you for being on, bro. I appreciate it. It was awesome.
I'm happy to be here. You know that.
Yeah, me too. Guys, we thank you. We do need your prayers to continue forward in the ministries.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And please go to the Warrior Tradition Fund page and spread the word.
Yeah. I know warriors, we're talking about military, we talk about warriors as LEOs, we talk about warriors as firefighters and medics and stuff, EMS, but really it's also warriors on the spiritual side. We're all the spiritual warriors. Whether you realize, whether you think you are or not, and if you don't realize that you are, you're already in trouble.
Yeah, I get in trouble all the time.
No, I mean, if you don't know you're in a fight.
Whoa, that's a long text.
If you don't know you're in a fight, you're already in trouble. That's what I mean by that. So
true that, brother. True that. So yeah, true that. Well, guys, we love you. God bless you. We will see you soon. As a matter of fact, I will see you guys tomorrow on Rumble for the Crimes Against Humanity series. We still continue that every Thursday. But there are going to be some more changes coming to the broadcast since we have so many things moving around. But we are working on the VinDog Radio Marathon, so that's going to be fun. And I'll try to do it on a day where everybody's available. All right. God bless you guys. On behalf of my brother Dean, we are out of here. And it's time to go get some dinner and some biscotti, probably.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, biscotti.
Like
all right, God bless. See you tomorrow.
VinDog Radio.